Today, we're going to build the Mandalorian's N-1 Starfighter using 21 Lego pieces.
These are all the pieces you are going to need. In the description of this video, I left the piece names, count, and design IDs.
We're going to start with a headlight brick. And what we're going to do is the side stud of our headlight brick is going to go up. That's going to be the top of our Starfighter. The stud on the top is now the front. And then we've got that square hole in the back that's now the bottom. What I'm going to do with that square hole is grab a 1x3 plate piece and put that center stud of my 1x3 plate piece into that back like squared of the headlight brick here. And here's the front of our N-1 Starfighter. And what I'm going to do with the very front stud is I'm going to grab one of these double sloped pieces. So that's a 1x1 double slope piece. And I'm going to have it slope so it goes sloping top to bottom and bottom to top to kind of create the nose cone of my Starfighter. And I've got this top stud here, my headlight brick. What I want to do is I want to grab like a tile piece, like a dark bluish gray or a silver, and that's going to be like that big old engine that's on front of the N-1 Starfighter that makes kind of like a muscle car. I think it just looks like a hot rod with that thing on. But what I did is I got this tile piece, and I love the look of the tab or the pull tab from a can piece. So I'm going to use this printed 1x1 tile piece with like the bottle cap or the can tab and use that for my little muscle car engine to my N-1 Starfighter. And now on the 1x3 plate, we're going to extend the wings out. And to do that, we're going to get two 1x1 plates with ring. And I'm just going to put it so those plates will go on the tops of this 1x3 plate on the studs and go out. And we're going to build those engines later. But right now I want to kind of build the Starfighter back and the back end of it. And to do that, I need to extend this just a little bit. But I don't want to go to full brick. So I'm going to get two 1x1 plates. So it's just 2/3 of a brick size. Put those together. And once they're together, we're going to put it into the bottom, which is now the back of my headlight brick, like this. And I'm going to get another headlight brick. And with this other headlight brick, the reason I'm using it is it's got that little lower end there that kind of sticks out a bit. What I want to do is I want to put that in so that lower end just goes over the back of those plate pieces I put in. Just makes it a little more solid. And then this top stud will be the cockpit where the Mandalorian's piloting this thing. So I'm going to grab a translucent black cheese wedge slope and just slope it so that it's sloping up in the back and going down to the front to create that canopy look of the N-1 Starfighter. And now I'm still going to build back, but my next piece is going to be a 1x1 brick with studs on opposite sides. So when I put this brick side stud into my headlight brick, I still have a stud in the back. And now I need to build this up a little bit. And so to do that, I'm going to grab another 1x1 plate piece, but just one 1x1 plate piece, and just put that on that top stud behind the canopy to raise up a little bit. And the next piece is going to be this 1x1 translucent clear plate. And this is going to be a little bubble or a canopy that Gogru or Baby Yoda sits in. So behind the Mandalorian is Gogru, and that's going to be the little bubble in the back of his N-1 Starfighter. And now all that we have left to do is build the engines. And so we're going to go to the front. And the front where we have these rings, I'm going to grab two 1x1 round plates with hole. And I want that hole because I'm going to put this plate on the front of those rings in the front of my N-1 Starfighter, because if you look at the Mandalorian Starfighter, there's like holes in it where those turbines are, where the air flows through it. So I didn't want to close this off and make it smooth. So that's where we're using the open stud plates here. And then they still go back. Those engines go really thin in the back. And to do that, I'm going to grab three of these 1x1 cone pieces and three of these 3L bars. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that 3L bar into the nose of this cone piece. And the reason I'm doing this separate is I want them all to be the same length. So I'm just going to push down on the table so they're all just flush in the back, and this is going to be the same space. Now you can also just put the bar into the top hole and use your finger as a gap if you like. There's lots of different ways to do this, but you just want to make sure that that's nice and flush with the bar so that you have the same amount of bar sticking out. You don't want, because if you go a little bit too deep, all of a sudden they're not the same size. So to make them all the same size, I'm going to make them nice and flush in the back. And then once I have that, I'm going to attach these cone and 3L bar pieces to the back of my ring on one side, the back of my ring on the other side, and the back stud of that 1x1 brick where Gogru's sitting. And here's my N-1 Starfighter for the Mandalorian to go across the galaxy with Baby Yoda or Gogru, help out maybe Bo-Katan, his own clan. So many things for him to do in this fast-moving fighter.
If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or check out some of our other videos. Until next time, let's keep building together.